Good morning, everybody. Naima Singletary here, BillionDollarCourage.com. Today is Monday, May 16th, and I'm so excited to be here with you. I haven't produced a video since Friday, and I know on my video blog it says that I'm going to be doing this 30-day thing, and it's still going to happen. It just won't be consecutive because that was the original plan, and that's actually what it says on the calendar. There's actually an agenda for this past Saturday and Sunday, but that didn't happen, and it's going to happen the way I want it to happen. So I had a very busy weekend, especially a very busy Saturday. And so I chose not to do videos. But anyway, I'm here now. So I'm changing some things up as well as far as the topic is concerned. Today's topic, I forgot what it is. But anyway, what it's going to be today is find a reason. Find a reason to tap yourself on the back. Because it's so easy to talk negatively about yourself. If you watched one of my videos from last week, I talked about your self-talk and the things that we say to ourselves, and it's really important that you find a reason to pat yourself on the back and really be your positive coach, your pep talk, positive pep talk. And what inspired this video blog was yesterday I was talking with my mom, and I told her about the blog yesterday. I hadn't told her about it, so I told her about it yesterday, and I said, yeah, Mom, I started this video blog, and she's like, yeah, what is it about? I said, well, it's called Billion Dollar Courage, and it's all about courage and helping people to find and use their own courage. And she's like, well, you've done some courageous things. And I'm like, wow, great, I want to hear about this, because I had never heard her say something like that. And then I said, so tell me about some of the things that, you know, what have I done to be courageous? She said, well, when you moved to Houston all by yourself, not knowing anybody. And she went on and she had a list of things, and actually I could use those things as additional video topics, so I think I'm going to leave that to the side. But I want to focus on this one example. So I'm going to share with you the story of how I used my courage to move to Houston, Texas, not knowing anybody, not a distant cousin, not a friend of a friend, nobody, right? So in 2002, after a very painful divorce, I wanted to move. I wanted to just sort of like redesign my life. I wanted to change. I wanted to morph myself into something else because I was just in so much pain, and it was just really, really hard for me. And so I needed a new beginning. I never planned on moving out of the state. As a matter of fact, I had a girlfriend of mine who had invited me to Houston on several occasions, and I had always told her, I'm a city girl. I have no interest in the South at all whatsoever, not even remotely. And so I had never had plans on moving. Never, ever, ever. And so during the summer after my divorce, which was the summer of 2006, I was invited back down to Houston, and I went just to visit. Though I never had any plans on moving. It was just a visit. It was just a summer trip. I was going to hang out with a girlfriend of mine who lived in Beaumont. Her family's from Beaumont. She's also from San Francisco, which is where I'm from. And so she was in Beaumont, and she had been in Beaumont for the last few years. And so I went there just to visit with her, just to, you know, hang out, visit, etc., etc. And while I was there, we hung out. Obviously, she took me around Houston. We just hung out. And so I started to think to myself, wow, moving here, because she had made mention of it. Wow, living here, moving here. And I said, wow, living here. And it was just like, I don't think I can do this. It was something that I hadn't seen myself doing that. It wasn't a thought in my head. And then so what I did was I sort of started the process, and I said, well, let me see, and just sort of played with it because really I was afraid. And so I found an apartment locator who took me around to look at a few places. I found a place on Westheimer. I went to see the place. You know, I was really just going through the motions. It's the weirdest thing. And I have my own thoughts about how that happened, but it was just the weirdest thing, the way it all happened. I gave that apartment a check. This was in June or July of '06. And I gave that apartment a check just to hold. It was like a, I may be moving down here. I didn't tell them that. I told them that I would be moving. And but in my mind, I was like, I just don't really think this is going to be happening. So I gave them a check. It was June or July of 06. Because I was in Houston for like 2 weeks. I went back to California. Really realized what I had done when I got back to California. Long story short, because I don't want this to get too long, long story short, in August of 2006, I moved to Houston, Texas, not knowing anybody, like nobody. I mean, nobody. My girlfriend was in Beaumont, which was, what, an hour and a half away. So there was no expectation to really see her other than maybe a couple times a month when she came down to Houston or I went up to Beaumont, and that didn't even happen. So that is a story of courage, of how you can do something that you never thought you would do, never considered doing, thinking that you could not do. And I did that, and I'm so happy I did, because it really opened me up. It really opened me up in a big way, because I had lived in other places, but it was always knowing somebody. It was always with either with a group or knowing somebody. And so this just really opened up my world, and there's a whole other story I could, you know, moving forward after I moved there, that I could share with you, that perhaps I'll share another time. But it's important that I share that story with you to help you to understand that you have to find your own example. So maybe you need to ask somebody, friends, family, and ask them, what have I done that you would consider courageous? What have I done that has, you know, showed that I can be a courageous person, that I have exercised my own courage? Because I think a lot of us, I know a lot of us have a lot more courage than we give ourselves credit for. And because we have all this negative self-talk, and because maybe we're not around people who are necessarily changing the world or doing courageous things, we have a tendency to agree with that on a thought level. So then if we agree with that in our minds, then obviously we're going to agree with that in our daily behaviors. And so before you know it, you're really just living a normal life, not doing anything, not stretching yourself on an emotional level. And so if you start to ask people what you've done that has been courageous, or even start to ask yourself, what have I done that I was really afraid to do but I did it? And use those as stepping stones to help you to make more courageous decisions in your life, to do something that maybe you've been putting off out of fear, to take yourself to the next level. And so that's important if you want to break out of the shell, because I think a lot of people, even for me, even now, I mean, I'm not perfect by any means, and it's not like I'm ready to go jump out of a plane, and that's something that I'm afraid to do, that one of these days I'm going to do. And I just have to do that because I'm so afraid to do that. So and it's like a shaking off. It's like you have to take your courage and use it and fight, because before you know, it's like a weight, right? You're constantly afraid, and it's like a weight, and before you know it, you're just a little peon, and you're not doing anything, you know, lively, you know, and exciting and momentous, and really sort of like getting to know yourself and breaking yourself and finding out what you can do, how far you can go, how much money you can make, who you can inspire, what you can grow, what you can develop, what you can take to the next level. And so you have to find these different things that you've done, little things. It doesn't, I'm telling you, it could be the littlest thing. It could be the fact that you were so afraid to eat some food item. And you ate it, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I ate that, right? So everybody has a courage threshold, and I think start with a little area and then grow it from there, right? So you can just be stronger, because you have to be strong in this life to live the life of your dreams and to take it one step at a time. So that is the message for today. Find a reason. Find a reason to be courageous. Find a reason to discover why you are more courageous than you think you are. Find a reason. You have to find it. You have to tap yourself on the back. Nobody's going to tap you on the back more than you. So you can call it ego, you can call it arrogance, you can call it, you know, I'm not that powerful, I'm not that amazing, I'm not that awesome, I'm not that cool. You can tell yourself that, and you would be lying to yourself, because the reality is you have to dig for that stuff. You do. Especially if you haven't had positive self-talk with yourself on a regular basis. You got some cleaning to do. You got some cleaning to get out. Like I call it spam and trash. If you've seen some of my other videos, a lot of us have spam and trash going on. And so you need to dig for that and find a reason, because you are awesome. I'm telling you that you are awesome. Just because I've known myself when I wasn't giving myself such positive self-talk, and I am really awesome. I have found things that about me that are so cool. Oh my God, don't get me started, because I will go there. And it feels good. It feels so good to really start to find out what's cool about you, and then say, man, I'm cool because I work out. I'm cool because I helped her do X, Y, and Z. I'm cool because I know how to cook the best chocolate chip cookies. I'm cool because my friends say I'm cool. I'm cool because I've traveled to X, Y, Z. I'm cool because I know how to speak a second language. I'm cool because I helped raise X amount of dollars for this charity. I'm cool because I volunteered my time to do X, Y, and Z. I'm cool because my kids are amazing. I'm cool because my husband said so. I'm cool because I live in a great community and we all support one another. I'm cool because you fill in the blank. So find a reason, because it feels good, because you have to, because the world needs you. I need you. All right? So that's the message for today. BillionDollarCourage.com. Naima Singletary. Thanks. See you soon.